Hello! I just arrived here on Karpathos and I just came out of the water here at the loose spot and had a super nice session until I hurt my foot a little bit, but it's okay. And just now, inspired by George's cool video, I thought I'm gonna also do a World Cup recap video from my perspective, how it went and everything. So let's start with what happened before the competition. Mike and me, we thought, okay, this year we're gonna book a whole week in front of the event for full-on training, because we both know how hardcore this spot can be. And exactly this year we had almost no wind in the week before the competition. So we both had 4.4 as the biggest sail, as usually on Fuerte you never use a 4.8. We had a few sessions with the 4.4, but a lot of them were like pumping and just going into e-sliders, grubbies, just like pumping a lot of standing in between and hoping for some sliding moves, which is not the best preparation for the Fuerte World Cup, especially how it went this year. So basically the only session where we really had like a World Cup preparation session at the World Cup spot with enough wind was the day before the competition. And usually the day before the competition what we do is a rest day to like get all the energy together and be fully ready the next day. But as this year it really was the only day, we had a little warm-up session there. First of all, whenever you do this it's so hardcore that you think, I unlearned how to windsurf. But then in the end of the session I did land a nice spot kono. Thanks George for filming this, I'm very happy with it. And yeah, that was basically it. Then we went sleeping and the next day it already started. Okay, let's start with the single elimination. After the registration and stickering up our sails, we saw the elimination ladder for the first time, and I was up against Bianca Sottile. I knew the name already, and I was so happy to have a heat with her, because like she's one from the Italian crew, and these guys and girls, they are pushing, and also it's always cool to see new faces on the tour. We were in the first heat of the women, so I was like, okay, I have to be straight, ready to go. And in the interview before with Sarah Jackson, I said, oh, it's already so windy, I can't wait, let's go. And then as I said it, I went out. It was fine on my 4.0. I came out 3 minutes later. I was like, okay, now I have to go, like it's a few minutes left to my heat. Went on the water and a cloud arrived and the wind dropped, and I was like, no, now I jinxed it with this interview. And it's, yeah, it was a little bit underpowered, but still I managed to fill my score sheet. So I was straight away saying, okay, I could do better. I want to show more power moves, but in the end I made it, and I was happy to show it more in the next heat.
Lisa Kloster opening straight away with a nice planing flacker. Ooh, silky smooth spot 5 there from Lisa Kloster, putting together a great heat. Yes! Sick Spock there from Bianca. Oh, she's stoked with that one. You love to see it. A nice score on the board with that Spock. We'll wait for that to come in. But Lisa Kloster on fire. 18.40. What an opening statement. What a heat to start off day 2 here in Fuerteventura.
And next up was Michael Hooverman. I love sailing with her. She's my best friend on tour, and we also share the hotel room. We spend a lot of time together. We also, for some reason, have a lot of heats together. So super cool. I like feel a bit less pressure because I know how good she is. Especially the last 2 years, she like was training so much. So I don't feel pressure, but that doesn't mean that I don't try my best. So I did try my best, and also then it was like the perfect wind for the 4.0. It was like nicely powered up.
Is it deep enough?
Kulo, beautiful. Sick Kulo. Stepping into switch. Gazada. Oh, sick. Nice move there from Lisa Kloster, the Gazada. Be interested to see how that scores. 4.30 for Lisa. Beautiful burner there from Micah. And that is the end of that heat.
Usually we also cheer for each other in the heat when we see the other one doing a crazy trick. This time I kind of lost her. I don't know if she went a bit downwind, but I didn't see anything of her. Just when we sailed out towards the beach together, she was like, hey, how was it? I was like, yeah, okay on one side. And then she said, oh yeah, for me was not bad. And now re-watching the heat, I'm like, what do you mean not bad? You nailed it, girl. Like, super sick performance of her. So I'm happy for her going through to the final. So next up in the small final for the third place, I was up against Sandra Schill, and I knew her from some times on Karpathos. I knew she's ripping in strong wind. I saw a lot of nice videos of her doing skobus and konos. So there was definitely a bit of pressure for me to perform, but I tried my best and it worked out to secure the third position in the single elimination. So there I was fully powered up on my 4.0 Sailloft sail, and 4.0 is my favorite sail size. I just love this sail, and I was so happy that I could use the 4.0 finally also in the competition, because usually it's either light or full on or whatever. So that was so cool. And then I also managed to have some nice darks, kono, a really nice kulu, which was one of my goals for this competition, because I just learned it last year and I was like, oh, if I can already land it in the heat, it's gonna be nice. And I had one wet one, and then in the other heat, like, for me it's super nice one, so I was super stoked with that. And next to the 4.0 I was using a 19 centimeter fin. Last year I was on the 21 centimeter fin, which can be super nice in the top there, but I also kind of liked some more slidier stuff. So this year I decided for the 19 centimeter fin that came with the board, the Starboard Ignite in 87 liters, which is my absolute favorite size also. It's yeah, it cut well through the top. It's like, for me I'm 65 kilo, and for me it's the perfect volume, shape, everything. So it did really help me to have my favorite setup there for this competition.
Not a pedal between my hands. Oh, the clock is an unforgiving warning.
Wow, sick culo from Lisa. You can see the smile on her face. That was unreal. Amazing culo there from Lisa. Coming in at 5.07. Super high score.
Yeah, and that was all the action from the single elimination. And then they continued with the men's double elimination. So we were, I think, even released for the day already. And also the following day they continued with the men. That meant for us relaxing. We went full on bed maxing, aka just leaving the bed for dinner and breakfast to like collect all this energy. But I have to say, I do not like this waiting between the single and the double, because you know your position, but you can still go down in the ranks, you can still go all the way up to the ranks. So this slightly pressure just keeps going with you, with you to sleep, with you to wake up. And yeah, I personally can only fully relax once everything is done, or all my heats is done and I know my position and everything. And also sharing the room with Mike, we both were a bit like, okay, should we watch something else to not get too stressed about it and overthink it? But then the boys showed us the greatest action. Like, it was so nice to see them rip in these conditions. We watched the whole men's double from the bed of the hotel because there we could also listen to Sandy Cluner's voice, which was amazing to have him commenting this event. It was super nice. That's why, like, they have the action on the beach, and it's also nice to watch on the beach, but to not be in the sun and the sand all the time. It was just amazing to have this perfect live stream. So on that Sunday we saw the full men's double elimination all the way to the end. In the morning they said maybe we finish the girls today and the boys tomorrow, which was making me super happy, because I thought, oh nice, then we finish, we can watch the football match, and then we can have a nice party with if Spain wins. But within the day, at around lunchtime, they changed it around and said, okay, we do the boys today and the girls tomorrow. And I looked at the forecast and was like, oh, are they kidding me? Tomorrow's gonna be even more windy. But yeah, the Rams were there. It was looking super nice for the boys. So they did show us the craziest action with those Rams, which was amazing to see. And also it looked quite flat between the Rams. Whereas on the day after when we went on, it was still a bit of ramps, but in between, I think the ramps were not big enough and the wind too strong. So in between it was still a bit messy and I couldn't really find so much the flat spots. So the double elimination started. My first heat was against Sandra Schill again, and I struggled so much with the conditions. Like I always say I love strong wind, and I do love strong wind, but I was so stuck on that 3/6. Yeah, it was super tricky. And it looks nice from the drone shots. I know that it always looks nice, but even seeing also Sarah, Kita and Michael dug fucking so much, it really meant it was mental. So my goal for next year is to do the Scopus I did last year, also this year, plus the Kulos. Then I'm gonna have a nice score sheet on both sides. So also today we have some ramps again, so let's see what we can do.
Good luck.
Thank you!
All right, here we go. Lisa, very excited as always. She's like an overexcited puppy and I love it. She's got great energy.
Nice.
Oh, that's how you start a heat. Planing flacker from Lisa Gloucester. Looking calm and in control. Bit of frustration, shaking the head there. Just needs to stay calm.
I think she also got a big gust as she started pushing and just got whipped around. So
Very hard to time switch stance going out. But she's going to get a really nice pugnetta. That's more like it.
super clean.
I see clearer in the fog. Is it deep enough to risk it? Am I too broken to fix it? Sinking deeper in the fog. I see clearer in the fog.
Lisa Gloucester advancing from that last heat against Sandra Schill. So yeah, Lisa with a big smile on her face. She'll be happy with that back-to-back podium. But now she's got to reset and go again against the Queen of Windsurfing. It's going to be a big challenge. Do you reckon she's up to it?
It's definitely not over yet, let me say it like that, because you never know what can happen in the heat. And as we said before, Lisa definitely has the moves to challenge. So yeah.
Absolutely, yeah. She has got these moves, and maybe she's been saving them for moments like this, where you've got to go against Sarah Kita. You've got to go all in.
Yeah.
But yeah, Lisa securing her third place on the podium. Stoked for her. A true ambassador, I would say, for I would say the Bowles Muller of the
100%.
female discipline. Like
you took the words out of my mouth. That's really how I feel about it. Yeah.
A complete hype woman for freestyle windsurfing, and we love to see it. She's always good energy on the water, and she, I know, will be very happy with that podium place.
And after the heat with Sandy, I had the heat with Sarah Kita of Ringa. Yeah, I tried my best, but there was no chance for me. She was absolutely ripping. And she was on a 4.0 and 93 liters, so props to her for doing all this in those crazy conditions.
And then straight into a huge forward loop.
Really good. You can see the experience from the waves in there as well. Nice.
Oh, goes down.
And forward loop from Lisa in the background. She sails away from that, so that's...
Lisa wins that exchange, but Sarah is winning the battle at the moment. Flat spot. Sarah Key to go and switch again. She's coming back to it. Lisa with
Lisa
a
with
nice
Oh! Will she pull the sail out? That's the question.
Oh. Oh yeah.
No.
And from then on, I was basically just rooting for Maike, as she's my best friend on tour. I just hope for her to finally get this time that she trained so much. I wanted her to do it, but very emotionally, it was not enough. Next year she will get it. Yeah, but once again, also my respect. Still, she did a lot of sick moves, and also Sarah Kita on 90 liters, over 90 liters and 4.0. It was just amazing how they could still do it. And yeah, then the competition was done for the girls. I am happy that I secured the podium, and straight when the finals were done, I went out for my own private session because nobody else went out. I mean, the conditions were gnarly, but I also loved it. Have the rams, full power on the inside. Yeah, I didn't see any men on the water the whole day, so I guess that is an indicator of how strong it was. Yeah, just Guxi I saw for a few minutes between our heats, but afterwards I was fully alone and tried some Spock Kulos. So I went full on still like 2 hours after, and then I was completely dead, destroyed after that day. So I didn't even go for a party that day. But then the next day I did have one session in the lagoon, which was amazing, and I learned my first Spock Kulo. Very, very, very wet. But still super happy with the progress. So I hope now here with the strong wind and Karpa, it's gonna help me also to do some cleaner ones. And yeah, I think that was it. If you have any suggestions for next year, I think I'm gonna try to do it a bit more and planned ahead. So I don't know what you want to see more behind the scenes, how we are feeling as the riders, the Karpa party afterwards. Who knows? Let me know in the comments what you would like to see. Yeah, see you in the next one. Good. Oh, Connie! Ik kan die sessie! Before was the single, also the day before was the single elimination. In the interview with Sarah Jackson before the heat, I